Sir, you knew a very famous personality in Hansraj College. You played cricket with him.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
And hockey.
Yeah. So you played Shah Rukh Khan के साथ cricket and hockey.
और ड्रीम कॉलेज कुछ नहीं होता. If you don't have an interest in political science or history, don't think about the UPSC.
What's up, champions? Welcome back to Grand Acad and today हमारे पास एक बहुत ही ज़्यादा स्पेशल गेस्ट है. I thought जो भी ये वीडियो देख रहा है या तो क्लास 12 में है या तो उसने CUET दिया है and they're now planning their college admissions or you know they're some days away from entering college. So I thought that this episode is going to give a lot of students the clarity that they need and deserve. Devrat sir, would you like to tell them about you?
Hello students, all you need to know about me is that I have over 35 years of teaching experience at the University of Delhi and I have been invested in students, in education, in the various possibilities that are tied to their lives in the university and what they do here and what they do after they leave university. So I think that experience is what and parts of that experience that's relevant to your interests and your needs is what I'm here to share today.
Thank you so much, sir. So, one of the most important questions that I wanted to ask you today is that reality is कि most लोग अपने desired college में नहीं जा पाएंगे. You know, काफ़ी लोग ये देख रहे होंगे जब वो 11वीं क्लास में होंगे, कई लोग 10वीं में देख रहे होंगे, कई लोग at the start of 12th और middle of 12th देख रहे होंगे और कई लोगों ने अभी recently CUET दिया होगा. Now we all have aspirations and we all think that we will be able to realize them, which as you know life has always taught us might not happen in every case. But क्या होता है that we tend to romanticize an institution and a goal so much that we don't consider the world beyond it. And it takes an emotional toll on us. So, hypothetically, if somebody watching this अपने dream college में नहीं जा पाता है, what would you like to say to them? Because to them, it's like the worst thing that can happen.
क्या ये तो बहुत अच्छी सवाल पूछा है आपने. मगर the answer is very simple. Your dream college कुछ नहीं होता.
Very true.
मतलब आपके ड्रीम्स लाइफ की और ऊंची चीज़ों के लिए होनी चाहिए. हाँ, आपका काम कैसा होगा, आपका नौकरी कैसी होगी, आपके जो फैमिली बिल्ड करेंगे उनके साथ कहाँ हॉलीडे जाएंगे, इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में ड्रीम कीजिए. कॉलेज लाइफ अच्छा होता है, कॉलेज लाइफ इम्पॉर्टेंट होता है, लेकिन कॉलेज लाइफ आपकी ज़िंदगी का अंत नहीं होता है, आपकी ज़िंदगी की शुरुआत होता है. और शुरुआत अलग अलग जगह से अलग अलग तरीके से लोग करते हैं. एक ही शुरुआत सब नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन उस जर्नी का अंत क्या होगा आप कह नहीं सकते. सो कॉलेज इज़ नॉट एज मच ऑफ अ डिटर्मिनिंग फैक्टर फॉर हाउ यू डू इन लाइफ. दोज ऑफ अस एंड दोज ऑफ यू स्टूडेंट्स हु आर oppressed by the disappointment of not having done as well as you wanted to in your CUET, and therefore you are envisioning a college which is not sort of benchmark to your dreams, so-called dreams, don't need to be disappointed. I mean, as this discussion flows, I'll tell you why you shouldn't be disappointed. But ये बात बिल्कुल दिमाग से निकाल दें कि वो वाली कॉलेज में वो वाला कोर्स अगर नहीं मिलता है तो मेरी ज़िंदगी ख़त्म है. Just abandon that thought. There is nothing like that. Life has so many possibilities, as we will talk about as we go along.
Very true, sir. I think the possibilities point is really important to highlight because मुझे लगता है कि हमारे अंदर, especially in 12th, एक sort of tunnel vision बन जाती है. We can't see anything beyond the college we're targeting and sometimes even the course we're targeting. Let's say we get the college for a course we do not like. Then also we repent and think कि हमें और मेहनत करनी चाहिए थी. But a lot of questions that students have today is that, okay, let's say I don't make it to XYZ institution. Let's say I don't get into SRCC. I don't get into Stephens. Does my life tangibly change? Because when we look at placement records, for example, you know, it's very easy to say, हाँ, तुम अगर इस कॉलेज में नहीं जा रहे, SRCC, Stephens नहीं जा रहे और किसी और कॉलेज में जा रहे हो, the average outcome of your placements is not going to be the same. So people think कि हाँ, now तो I'm doomed, now I can't do anything, now, you know, my career is ruined. So in 2025 or whenever people are watching this, is this thought real and relevant?
It would be entirely dishonest on my part if I said what you're saying is completely untrue.
Right.
क्योंकि फ़र्क तो पड़ता है.
बिल्कुल.
देखो, कॉलेज एक स्टेपिंग स्टोन है. कॉलेज आपका दास्ता नहीं है बट एक स्टेपिंग स्टोन है और इम्पोर्टेंट स्टेपिंग स्टोन है. जैसे लॉन्च पैड सोचिए, हम किसी लॉन्च पैड में स्प्रिंग ज़्यादा है, ज़रा मजबूत वाला स्प्रिंग है, किसी में थोड़ी हल्की वाली स्प्रिंग है. तो हल्की वाली कोर्स, हल्की वाली कॉलेज में जाएंगे तो पहला वाला स्प्रिंग बोर्ड थोड़ा कम होगा, आपका पहला CTC थोड़ा कम होगा, आपका पहला पैकेज थोड़ा कम होगा. अच्छे कॉलेज में जैसे SRCC जैसे कॉलेज में आप BCom या ECO ऑनर्स करते हैं तो उसके बाद एक आप देखेंगे उनकी जो एनालिसिस करके तो एक मिनिमम बेंचमार्क्स पैकेज होता है।
जी,
तो
बिल्कुल।
वो सब देख के बहुत बच्चे सोचते हैं कि अगर हमें वो ना मिला तो कुछ नहीं मिला।
बिल्कुल।
दैट इज़ रॉन्ग एंड आई टेल यू, उसके लिए थोड़ा थियराइज करना पड़ेगा। कॉलेज का काम क्या है? कॉलेज का काम ये है टू मोल्ड यू फ्रॉम अ स्कूल स्टूडेंट इनटू एन एम्प्लॉयबल यंग पर्सन।
यस।
ठीक है ना? ये जो एम्प्लॉयबल यंग पर्सन होते हैं, इनके बहुत सारे पैरामीटर्स होते हैं, मतलब बहुत सारे पद्धति होते हैं। एक होता है आपका डिग्री, दूसरा होता है आपका कॉलेज,
Yes.
लेकिन साथ साथ 7-8 और बेंचमार्क्स भी हैं। आप कौन हैं? आप में किस तरह की कला छुपी हुई है?
Very true.
आपकी पर्सनालिटी क्या है? आपके कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स क्या है? आपके इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स क्या है? एआई आने के बाद कुछ सालों में तो सारे स्किल्स बराबर हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज वॉट एवर स्किल यू हैव, अ सिस्टम कैन डू इट बेटर. So
Very true.
what will you have that a system will not have? Those will be your human skills. So उन ह्यूमन स्किल्स को डेवलप करने में आप अगर थोड़ी इन्वेस्ट करें अपने आप को, और कॉलेज लाइफ को इस तरह से कहूँगा, आप स्टूडेंट्स को ये कहूँगा कि कॉलेज लाइफ को एक इन्वेस्टमेंट इन योर सेल्फ सोचिए, एक इन्वेस्टमेंट इन अ कोर्स मत सोचिए।
Very true.
अगर वो आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट कोर्स से हट के खुद पे आप फोकस करेंगे, खुद पे केंद्रित रखेंगे, इट इज़ माई बिलीफ that any course in any college can make it work for you. This is something I've said in some other conversation, but ये analogy मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। खाना बनाने वाला जो analogy है
जी।
वो ये है कि जो खाने पकवान, कुक, शेफ, मम्मी, डैडी, आप जो खाना बढ़िया बनाते हैं वही श्रेष्ठ होते हैं। वो किचन में खिड़की से प्रवेश करें या दरवाजे से प्रवेश करें, डजंट मैटर. यू डोंट आस्क दिस गाय, दिस कुक गॉट इन थ्रू द विंडो और द डोर.
Yeah.
इफ द फूड इज गुड, इफ द फूड इज टेस्टी, यू वैल्यू द पर्सन हु इज कुक्ड इट.
Very
सो
true.
अल्टीमेटली जो आप पकाएंगे ना अपनी ज़िंदगी में, वो इससे डिटर्मिन नहीं होगा कि कौन सी कॉलेज में कौन सी कोर्स आपने किया. वो इस चीज़ से डिटर्मिन होगा कि जो खाना आप पेश करेंगे उसका स्वाद कैसा होगा.
Very true. So I think for people who are entering college,
Yeah.
this is the first time कि आप लोग independence को taste कर रहे होगे.
Correct.
अभी तक घर पे हो, खाना आराम से मिल जाता है. You have ACs probably. You're living a relatively comfortable life, even if you don't have the privileges I'm talking about right now. लेकिन ये जो independence होती है, I feel like this is also a double-edged sword. People use it, people misuse it, people abuse it. तो ये जो फ्रीडम मिल रहा है कॉलेज में, you know me, notoriously I wasn't really good at attending lectures. हमारे पास एज अ कॉलेज स्टूडेंट टाइम फ्रीडम है, ठीक है. हमारे पास थोड़ा सा फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम है, if we are able to earn some money here and there, or even if we don't have complete financial freedom, our parents are giving us money and we have to learn how to budget and use that money, ठीक है. And now we have location freedom as well. घर पे restrictions हैं, मैं यहाँ पे अगर पीजी में रह रहा हूँ, मेरी मर्जी में कहीं पे भी चला जाऊँ. तो ये जो न्यू फाउंड फ्रीडम्स हैं, instead of looking at it as a rebellious method to exercise ourselves, what do you advise students to do? Like ये जो सारे freedoms हमें मिल रहे हैं, how do we utilize them to nurture ourselves?
पहले सीधी बात यह है, 12वीं तक आप अपने माँ बाप की गलतियों से सीख रहे थे. अब आप खुद की गलतियों से सीखोगे.
जी.
ये बहुत अच्छी बात है.
बिल्कुल.
क्योंकि किसी और की गलती से कोई कुछ नहीं सीखता, खुद की
बात
गलती
तो
से
सही है.
सीखता है. तो आपको आज़ादी है गलती करने की. गलती मगर तबीयत से कीजिए. गलती इतना कीजिए जो सुधार सकते हैं. गलती इतना कीजिए जो अंकुश में करते हैं. गलती इतना कीजिए जिसके साथ आप जी सकते हैं. लेकिन थोड़ी बहुत गलती करने से ही हम सीखते हैं. 2 क्लास मिस करोगे, दूसरे स्टूडेंट्स को वो पता होगा जो तुम्हें नहीं पता होगा, तीसरी क्लास फिर से अंदर चले जाओगे. अपने असाइनमेंट में ध्यान नहीं दोगे, थोड़ा भेला बन जाओगे, कम मार्क्स आएंगे, औरों के ज़्यादा मार्क्स आएंगे, तो तुम्हारे अंदर वो मचनी चाहिए कुछ कि मैं अगला में मैं अच्छा करूँगा. सो यू हैव फ्रीडम. सो इट्स लाइक अ वेरी वेल कैलिब्रेटेड एक्सेलरेटर होती है गाड़ी में. वो जब ज़रूरत होती है उस पर पेडल हटा देते ताकि गाड़ी धीमी हो जाए, और जब ज़रूरत पड़ती है ओवरटेक करने के लिए उसको दबाते तो गाड़ी तेज़ चलती है.
जी.
स्कूल में क्या है, एक स्टेडी स्पीड पे चलते हैं, मतलब वो क्या नाम है उसका, क्रूज़ मोड.
Cruise mode.
स्कूल में आप क्रूज़ मोड में होते. आपके माँ बाप एक स्पीड सेट कर देते, आपके स्कूल टीचर एक स्पीड सेट कर देते, 55 किलोमीटर्स पर आवर.
Yeah.
उसी पे चलते रहते. कॉलेज में क्या होता है, देयर इज़ फ्रेनेटिक, देयर आर मोमेंट्स ऑफ ग्रेट एक्टिविटी, देयर आर मोमेंट्स ऑफ लेजीनेस. सो थोड़ा सा जो आपका डिवर्नल क्लॉक है, डेली क्लॉक है, थोड़ा सा आपकी माइंड की जो स्पीड है, पेस है, थोड़ी सी जो आपकी इमोशनल बैलेंस है, इन सब में थोड़ी बहुत बदलाव आती है कॉलेज में. बिकॉज यू आर ऑल्सो ग्रोइंग अप, यू आर टर्निंग फ्रॉम अ यंग बॉय और अ गर्ल इनटू अ यंग ह्यूमन बीइंग, मैन, वुमन, व्हाटएवर.
Yeah.
ये जो ट्रांजिशन है, ये हार्मोनली एंड spiritually, physically, it's extremely challenging. And college, fortunately or unfortunately, happens at the same time.
Yeah.
So handling this freedom is very important. Not being guilty about the little mistakes that you make
Yes.
is even more important. But learning from the mistakes you inevitably will make
Yes.
is the most important thing.
Very true. And mistakes की बात कर लेते हैं. Are there some patterns you see, some common mistakes you see students making when they enter college, you know, straight out of school? Like you look at them and you're like, this is so obvious, please don't do these things.
एक तो है
एक तो ये moral ascribing होगी इसमें कि तू ये कर,
नहीं
तू
यार,
ना कर.
कुछ
नहीं
तो
होता.
बच्चे आते हैं, वो सोचते हैं कि चौड़े होने का तरीका एक होता है कि किसी गुट में शामिल हो जाओ, ग्रुप में, चाहे वो पॉलिटिकल ग्रुप हो या कोई इस तरह की सोसाइटी हो या कोई संगत हो. पीपल हु आर लाउड, यू नो, they make themselves more visible, so you align with people who are loud. Like, first of all, listen to one thing. You are in college to find and define and explore your individuality. आके ही किसी गुट में घुस गए तो कहाँ की individuality रही? The first thing you should assert is your independence, to think independently, to ideate independently, to make your own judgments, to form your own opinions and choose your own friends as per your whatever, liking, predilection, whatever. The main thing in college is to define your individuality and do it in a positive way, not by being brash, not by being unruly, not by being, you know, rude, or not by just sort of throwing yourself around uncomfortably, but by thinking for yourself, by ideating for yourself and being your own person. I mean, for the first time in your life, you have the opportunity to be your own person. Don't squander it by, you know, just losing your personality and aligning with this, that or the other. Be independent in your thoughts, be independent in your actions, be independent in the way you address life. You will be you will gain exactly what you need to gain in your college life, because it will develop the person you will ultimately become, and that person will be an attractive person, that person will be a highly employable person, and that person will be somebody who others will look up to. If you work on your individuality, you will develop what is most important skill for any kind of leadership in a professional life, which is the role of a leader. If you develop your individuality, you develop the potential to eventually become a leader.
I think that's so important because, you know, speaking about AI, if everything and everybody is replaceable, if you become an individual that is so different and so capable in his or her leadership, it basically just provides a shield for you in rapid technological changes. So speaking of that, a lot of questions that students had were regarding the course that they're going to end up pursuing in college. Now काफ़ी लोगों ने तो already अपनी preference sheet बना ली होगी या फिर कई लोग 11वीं 12वीं में देख रहे होंगे. तो how much does a course matter?
तीन बातें हैं, देखो, कुछ कोर्सेज क्वालिटेटिव होते हैं, कुछ कोर्सेज क्वांटिटेटिव होते हैं और कुछ कोर्सेज मिक्स होते हैं of both qualitative skills and quantitative skills. For example, if you do math, physics, chemistry or any of the hardcore sciences, primarily what you need is quantitative skills.
Yeah.
Especially if you go in the life science, physical sciences stream.
Right.
Maths, physics, chemistry, etc. If you do a subject like the languages, or you do a subject like sociology, or if you do a subject like history or pol science, primarily what you will require is qualitative skills.
Yes.
However, if you do something like anthropology, if you do something like economics, if you do something like BCom, or you do something like statistics, you need both qualitative and quantitative skills. So you have to first make a fair assessment of where your strengths lie. Are you a qualitative person? Are you a quantitative person? Or are you a mix of both qualitative and quantitative? By what do I mean by mix? Your basic math skills are good,
Yeah.
but you also have interest in the social sciences.
Right.
You choose eco, sociology, psychology,
Yeah.
geography,
Yes.
yeah, anthropology.
Yes.
All these subjects have a fair mix of the sciences and the arts. And frankly, going forward, it's this science arts mapping that will really create
Yeah.
successful professionals. But that's another story. And if you have just hardcore science skills, you want to eventually do research in science, or you want to get into a good institute to do your MS, or even if this is the stepping stone to giving another shot at NEET or JEE, then you choose
Yeah.
one of those physical sciences because you're kind of rooted in the subject even while you prepare for your next attempt at these subjects. Huh? So I think that's the fair assessment you need to do of your own skills
Right.
while choosing a course. And nowadays, because of CUET and applications to CUET, there is a fair mapping, meaning mapping of your CUET scores with your preferred college and course.
Yeah.
So basically, apply widely, apply to as many colleges as you can apply, and apply to as many courses as you can apply. There's no extra cost for applying, I think.
Yeah.
And therefore, and then what will happen after that is you will get the best that you can get. Luckily, this mapping system, there's a statistical and there's a database method of doing this.
Yes.
So earlier, we had this ooh and ah, could I have done better? Would I have got a better college?
Yeah.
Did I choose correctly? Not
Yes.
true. Once you have done a mapping of your own abilities, which is quantitative, qualitative, or a mix of both, chosen your subject based on the background that you have studied, and after that, based on your CUET marks and what you have applied for, you will get the best possible college that you could have got.
Yeah.
And then there is a subsequent list because somebody might withdraw from an earlier course.
Yes.
And then once that becomes vacant, you automatically get moved up. I think you have to choose, either you freeze your admission
Or
or
you
you
upgrade.
keep yourself open for an upgrade.
Yeah.
Keep yourself open for an upgrade till you meet your
Yeah.
the best possible course that you can get. And once that's frozen, fair enough. Accept it and do the best you can.
एक और लोग पूछ रहे होंगे कि मेरे को कॉलेज देखना चाहिए कोर्स देखना चाहिए लेट्स से आई एम गेटिंग द कोर्स आई प्रेफर इन सम
तो
टियर 2 कॉलेज
दोनों चीज मैटर करती है। अगर दो कॉलेजेस में बहुत ज्यादा फासला है, मतलब बहुत अच्छी कॉलेज में आपको एक थोड़ा सा इंफीरियर कोर्स मिल जाता है, अच्छे कॉलेज इन द सेंस दैट इट इज लोकेशन वाइज इट्स कन्वीनियंट फॉर यू, you've done a fair assessment and you find that the faculty is very good in that college, systems are better, and it has a certain standing in terms of college ranking. Yes. Otherwise, if two colleges are 3 or 4 or 5 ranks from each other, prefer the course, because ultimately it's the course that will actually you see, most of the time in college ideally, normatively, should be spent in the classroom and not in the canteen.
Yeah.
So you have to decide, what is your destination, canteen or class? If it's class, choose the course. If it's canteen, choose the college.
and no one thing is better to the other in this
Yeah,
case.
there is this thing, na, 80% of the time I'll be in the classroom and 20% in the canteen. Then you 80-20 अपना matrix वैसे बनाओ, उल्टा होगा तो वैसे बनाओ।
एक और चीज़ मैं आपके बात करना चाहता था कि काफ़ी बच्चे आजकल बोल देते हैं मैं तो हिस्ट्री पढ़ूंगा, पॉल साइंस पढ़ूंगा क्योंकि मुझे यूपीएससी करना है।
हाँ।
ठीक है, सो दे आर बेसिकली बेसिंग देयर डिग्री चॉइस इन एन एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन दैट दे रियलिस्टिकली मे और मे नॉट क्लियर। नाउ यू हैव टू यूपीएससी योरसेल्फ, राइट? So what do you have to say about this? Because I feel like it's important for students to hear it from you.
To an extent, it's not completely. I would be wrong if I rejected this completely, in the sense that if you do pol science, for example, a lot of the prelims, syllabus, a lot of the general studies syllabus is covered.
Yes.
Of course, you have to do self-study, you have to do a lot of study to clear the UPSC, but these subjects actually give you an orientation. So if you are into, say, public service, so certain norms of laws, civics, context, Indian history, culture, society, something that you need to know about. How are you going to go and work amidst the people if you don't know the context of the society in which you are working? So these subjects, I think, train you to be efficient. But then somebody who's doing an IIT and then joins the UPSC will say, oh, I know a lot about technology and I'm going to create good water systems in a drought prone area, and somebody else will say I will clean the environment because I am an environmental sciences background person. So every subject has use.
Yes.
But in terms of getting basic orientation for the UPSC, these subjects are not bad.
Yeah.
If you already look, put it this way, you want to write the UPSC and you have an interest in political science and history, great. If you don't have an interest in political science or history, don't think about the UPSC. Because your orientation is different. Of course, you might end up doing the UPSC even after doing any other subject that you want. But it's people who are invested in public service or are interested in public service who should attempt to write the
Very true.
UPSC. Don't do it for the cap and the red light and all the white car and all of that.
So did you have a roadmap while you were in college? Did you seek to get something out of Hansraj?
यार ऐसा है, मैं आपको सच बताता हूँ, शुरू में तो मैंने सोचा भी नहीं। मैं एक क्रिश्चियन मिशनरी स्कूल से पढ़ के आया था, तो मुझे ये भी नहीं पता था, मैं असम मतलब शिलोंग से आया था, मेघालय से, वो दिल्ली के बारे में मुझे कुछ नहीं पता था। तो मैं पहले आया तो किसी ने बताया ये सबसे बढ़िया कॉलेज है सेंट स्टीफेंस कॉलेज। तो मैंने बोला मैं तो अभी भी एक सेंट वाला स्कूल से आया हूँ, तो मैं वो सेंट स्टीफेंस क्यों जाऊँ? तो लोग बोले अगर संत वाला नहीं, सेंट वाला नहीं चाहिए तो संत वाले में जाओ। बोले वो कौन सा है? बोले बगल में है हिंदू कॉलेज। I didn't know much more than that. I didn't know that Hindu college has nothing to do with
the
yeah, exactly. तो बोले तीसरा कौन सा है? बोले कॉलेज जो उसमें ना संत है ना सेंट है। बोले वो हंसराज कॉलेज है। मैंने बोला हंसराज कॉलेज didn't sound very palatable, you know. And for the longest time I was staying in the hostel and my father would write Rajhans College, Rajhans College.
Oh God.
Because, yeah, and I was very embarrassed because I would get letters addressed and some postman figured out that Rajhans is Hansraj. That was the kind of knowledge people had about these colleges.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I joined Hansraj College and then I just did English because I liked to read. I could write well and there was no ambition beyond that.
What stream did you have?
Earlier?
Yeah.
I had math with arts,
Okay.
meaning eco. Normal schools में commerce stream नहीं होता था.
जी.
Pre-university commerce college में pre-university पढ़ाया जाता था.
तो आपने
Pure commerce.
इंग्लिश चूज कर ली, ठीक
हाँ,
है.
इंग्लिश चूज कर ली. फिर क्या हुआ कि कहीं पे actually I had come from a background where I had very good teachers and they had incrementally influenced me to the extent that I value teaching a lot because of the kind of teachers I had. So once I joined university, I got into the world of ideas. I would read widely. I would read a little bit of philosophy. I felt that I was good at theorizing. I was good at a deeper understanding of social sciences and literature as a discipline, the philosophical aspect of literature. तो उसमें क्या होता है थोड़ा सा वो depth, you interact with your discipline at a certain level of depth.
Yeah.
I don't say I was very good or bad at it. I mean, the fact is that हंसराज कॉलेज जहाँ मैं ज्वाइन किया वहाँ मेरे से पहले हिस्टोरिकली कभी भी किसी को फर्स्ट क्लास नंबर नहीं आए थे इंग्लिश ऑनर्स में. मैं पहला व्यक्ति हूँ जिसको फर्स्ट क्लास मिला हंसराज कॉलेज से. मेरे पहले हिस्टोरिकली कभी किसी को फर्स्ट क्लास नहीं मिला था. तो मैं भी उस लिहाज से मैं कह सकता हूँ कि कुछ हद तक मेरी इन्वॉल्वमेंट मतलब. And like I said, the college didn't contribute to that. I mean,
right.
It's I who ensured that I got a first class. क्योंकि मेरे पहले किसी को तो फर्स्ट क्लास मिला नहीं था. तो ये कॉलेज की वजह से नहीं मिला. वो मैंने despite the college I got a first class.
Not because.
Not because of. I'm with nothing. I don't want to say anything disparaging about my teachers
now
who are also
Hansraj
very
is
good.
great for
and now
English.
Hansraj is great. So I set a legacy for the future. But more importantly, what I did realize because of the legacy of having had good teachers and my investment in my discipline, after I finished my graduation, I had various job opportunities and very good job opportunities. I don't want to enumerate them for whatever reason, but these are excellent jobs. They are the apex job opportunities. I decided, I sat with myself for about half an hour in the Delhi University Ridge. And then I asked myself a question, and this is very interesting. I mean, you can do this thought exercise. Einstein भी thought exercise करते थे ना, उस तरह thought experiment करते थे. So I did the thought experiment with myself. I imagined myself at the age of 45, 50. For an 21-year-old to imagine their lives at 45, 50 is not easy.
Not at all.
But I did. And every scenario that I ran around my 45-year-old self, in every scenario, I imagined myself the happiest as a teacher. In terms of the time, in terms... पैसे की कोई सोच थी नहीं क्योंकि वो पैसे के बारे में हम सोच भी नहीं रहे थे. आज के बच्चे ऐसे नहीं होते हैं. You students, I'm sure money is very important to you.
Yes.
It is important to everybody. It's important to me today now that I have to look after my children and their future and stuff. But at that time it wasn't. So setting aside the money bit, in every scenario, I was most fulfilled being a teacher. And this is a thought exercise, a thought experiment I urge all young people to do when you choose a career. Shut your eyes, be by yourself, meditate, and give a few hours to yourself and imagine yourself in the future. in what scenario are you likely to be the most happy? In my case, being a university teacher was that one scenario where I saw myself as most happy, which is why I chose to teach. And allow me to confess that I don't think I made a mistake. I'm very happy being where I am and doing what I chose to do.
I think you also tend to be, over time, even if you're not good at it originally, you tend to become very good at what you love.
Yeah.
Because you love doing it so much that just by, pure mathematics, you do it so many iterations. You
So if
just
you're
naturally
very
get
good at something and
Yeah.
you don't like it, over time you'll become less good.
Yeah.
If you are
Precisely.
average at something but you love it with a great passion, over time you'll become very good at it. So this is something that's it's a truism. That,
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Sir, you knew a very famous personality in Hansraj College. You played cricket with him.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
And
So-
hockey.
Yeah. So you played Shah Rukh Khan के साथ cricket and hockey. So a lot of people think कि जो हम कॉलेज में हैं या फिर जो हम कॉलेज में करते हैं, that is like it. मेरी पर्सनालिटी फ्रीज हो गई, मेरा फ्यूचर फ्रीज हो गया अगर मैंने कॉलेज को वेस्ट कर दिया या फिर उसको एक टेम्पलेटाइज्ड वे में नहीं जिया तो हो गया मेरा.
सबसे मजे की बात तो ये है कि वो इको पढ़ता था
हाँ.
and he was bloody good at his studies.
Right.
Yeah, he was almost topper type.
Yes.
तो वन वुड हैव इमेजिन कि MBA करेगा, नहीं तो डी स्कूल जाएगा, MA इन इकोनॉमिक्स करेगा, कोई बड़ा अच्छा सा नौकरी करेगा, क्या पता कहाँ पहुँचेगा. ड्रिवन भी था और बन गया हीरो.
Yeah. So आपको वो लक्षण दिखते थे एक्टिंग में जब आप उनके दोस्त थे?
Yeah, he was actively into theatre, and because I was in the hostel, he was 1 year my junior.
Yes.
तो शुरू में वो कोलंबस का था, मैं सेंट एडमंड्स का था, शिलोंग का. These are sister schools, so I felt a slight affinity. तो थोड़ा रैगिंग जब हो रहा था, मैंने उसको थोड़ा बचाया, उसी से हल्की दोस्ती बन गई. And then because the hostel, he would play hockey and lots of stuff, football and stuff, and he was a day scholar. So he would use my room as a change room because you need a place, with the washroom and stuff like that.
Right.
Oh, we weren't the thickest of friends because he was also a year junior, but we interacted enough. So जुनून तो तब से था उसमें.
So are there any lessons we can learn from
जुनून, passion. He was just a very passionate human being, very energetic, into theatre even back then, but very, very passionate. I mean, there's a certain weird restlessness about him that which is not something that everybody should have. Whenever he was somewhere, I always believed he wanted to be somewhere else. Meaning, there was this. He was chasing a dream all the time. And I mean, if you have the talent to be like that, it's good. Sometimes it's good to also be where you are and not think about where you want to be.
Yes.
But he was somebody who was always. He was getting somewhere.
After the chase.
He was getting somewhere. He knew he had to get somewhere, and that's the kind of junoon and passion I think that really works for some.
And not
people.
at the expense of other things in his life.
No, he was good at everything.
कभी हमें ये लगता है कि अगर हमें कुछ करना है तो हमें बाकी चीजें त्यागनी पड़ेंगी या फिर हमें we'll have to
हाँ,
make
मतलब
some sacrifice somewhere.
जैसे 10 माले का मकान बनता है ना, तो वो तो फाउंडेशन से शुरू होती है ना.
Yeah.
और हर माले का ढलाई अच्छी तरह होगा तभी तो 10 माले तक पहुंचोगे.
Yeah.
लेकिन जीना तुम्हें 10 माले पे है. पेंट हाउस में जीना है, लेकिन उसके लिए फाउंडेशन से शुरू करोगे ना काम.
बिल्कुल. थिंक सर बहुत बढ़िया पॉइंट है कि वी नीड टू लेट आवर human skills which a machine can't do marinate while we're in college, and the development of it, the soil can never be as fertile as it is when you're a young man.
I would use another word. I
Yeah.
won't say marinate, I would say ferment.
Ferment, yeah.
Marinate तो
Yes.
चुपचाप वो सड़ना वाला होता है.
Very true.
Ferment
Yes,
मतलब उसमें
that'll
बहुत
give the
सारी
taste
energy
to
होता
us.
है. हाँ.
Yeah, that itself will give the taste और उसके बिना नहीं हो
Also
पाएगा
it's
वो.
bubbling. No?
Yeah, very
Fermentation
true.
has this.
That's why he is an English professor and I'm an English student. Right. So I think, sir, very important is to take this direction and conversation to AI. As you rightly pointed out, and I agree, कि जैसे जैसे AI, permeate करेगा हमारी दुनिया में, वैसे वैसे democratization होती रहेगी of knowledge and skills. So at the end of the day, what will matter when, we seek to become employable or even seek to become people of prominence will be things that make us human.
Yeah.
So previously when I was in college, we were more focused on the hard skills. We wanted to write a certain way, to present ourselves a certain way, to learn XYZ coding language or to do
Get a
XYZ
certain set
internship.
of marks.
Yeah, precisely. Marks were like the defining factor for a lot of time. So now, what skills become important for any young man or woman entering college? Like, what is the one thing they would focus on, and what are the instruments through which they will be able to develop and hone them further?
So, firstly, I want to add another category to what you just said. You said AI will democratize
Yes.
a lot of things. It will also democratize ability. In the sense that, suppose you want to become a filmmaker, earlier you needed a certain set of skills to make a film.
Yeah,
And you also needed a lot of money to make a film.
very true.
You envisioned a certain character,
Hmm.
and you said Amir Khan is that character. So now you have to go and buy Amir Khan's services to make that movie. Now you can create that character through AI,
Yes, you can.
and so your entire casting you can do on your own.
Right,
Your location you can create on your own.
right.
Your scenes you can frame and look at it in advance. Like Satyajit Ray had to actually sketch every frame of his to imagine what his frame would look like.
Yeah, now you can
Now you
prompt
just
it.
tell the AI, do
Yeah.
this, do that, change
Yeah.
this, change that, put a little bit of rain, no, the rain is too heavy, make it little. So you can actually, if you have the imagination, you can create your own movie. I mean, I once had a conversation with Shekhar Kapoor, who's a very famous filmmaker of yesteryears. You can Google his name. This is what he said, that I now imagine somebody in Dharavi, some young talented kid in Dharavi, which is a very famous slum in Mumbai. I can actually imagine a young kid in Dharavi with great cinematic imagination who can actually create a film on his phone.
Yeah.
Because the technology is there for him to do it.
Yeah.
So, for me, AI is a great enabler. But what it requires is imagination,
Right,
original thinking,
right.
solid ability to ideate,
Yes.
and the determination to work with technology,
Yeah.
put in the hard work with technology to create something. I think people with innate creativity, you see, everybody is creative. I mean, all kids are creative. But there are certain skills that are often tied to the need to be creative, meaning you are creative, but you need to be able to draw. You are creative, but you need to be able to paint. You are creative, but you need to be able to create structures, like you need to have an architectural mind or a design mind. So, not all of us are skillful in doing it, in executing our creative skills.
Right.
All of us are innately creative, but we don't have the ability sometimes to execute those
Yeah.
skills. AI allows you to execute those
yeah.
skills. So, it's a great enabler in that sense. So, I think the idea is to think big.
Yes.
Once you think big, the technology is there to turn your thoughts into reality.
Yes.
And I think that's what dreams are about, are they not? I mean, you know, your dreams don't evaporate because you didn't get into a good college. That's
Very
the
true.
first thing we talked about. Your dreams can become reality because there is the possibility and the availability
Yes.
of something that is inexpensive, available, and competent in turning your dreams into reality.
So let me know if you agree with this. So, you know, as somebody who values his own creativity a lot and, you know, expresses it through a lot of media, I found that college is actually one of the best times to create something because there is so much stimulus around you. You know, you're exposed to so much information, you're exposed to so much people that, you know, ideas just keep flowing.
Yeah.
But as with all technology, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
अगर AI use democratize कर रहा है, you know, creativity को, ideas
वो
को,
plagiarism भी
हाँ,
करवा रहा
plagiarism
है।
भी करवा रहा है. उसके अलावा भी, you know, talking about students particularly, it's making us lazier.
Lazier.
It's doing the
Yeah.
thinking for us.
Yeah.
So one of the main purposes of college, in my opinion, you know, because you taught me and I studied English literature, I feel like one of the biggest takeaways I got was learning how to analyze and think critically.
Yeah.
You know, not to say I didn't think, but thinking critically is just something else entirely. You know,
Correct.
the triangulation of facts and
Yeah.
looking at backgrounds.
Yeah.
Now with AI doing the thinking for us,
Yeah.
एक बच्चा
Is there
will
an
be compelled-
important link
Yes.
in our ability to think critically that is going to break or will be broken because of AI? That's what you're saying, is it?
Yeah, and also the fact that a student would be predisposed.
Yeah.
वो सोचेगा कि ठीक है अगर मुझे you know let's say आपने मुझे
इतना
assignment
सोचना
दी
क्या है, मेरे लिए कोई और सोच रहा है ना।
हाँ प्रॉम्प्ट कर दिया मैंने और वो दे दिया बट कॉलेज का जो टेंजिबल आउटकम है अगर मैं ऐसे पढ़ूंगा कॉलेज में तो मेरे को वो नहीं मिलेगी आफ्टर 3 और 4 years मेरे पास कोई एब्स्ट्रैक्ट डेवलपमेंट नहीं होगी अपने दिमाग में विच विल जस्टिफाई द 4 years I've spent in college. तो how important do you think it is to still stick to the traditional methods of studying and learning? Because anybody entering college now is going to be very adapted to AI and is going to look for shortcuts. But in my frank opinion, I don't think shortcuts have a place in learning.
No, I get what you're saying, and this is something I've pondered many times over. The fact that I grew up without technology, and now I thrill in what technology can do for me.
Hmm.
Sometimes I have to remind myself that it was a blessing that I grew up without technology.
Right.
Because we did all the hard work
Mm-hmm.
to assemble things in our minds, to think critically, to develop our intellectual and other life skills. And now there is technology to
Do it for us.
yeah, it's like you cook the food and then you sit at the table and there is somebody to serve you the food.
Right.
It's nice to sort of cook the food, sweat it out, have a nice bath, wear a nice clothes, and have a nicely set table. Have a little glass of wine, and then somebody gives a lovely, very nicely plated meal in front of you. But you've done the hard work for
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So this is ideal. The problem is that technology is also, I don't know the eventual outcome of this because I can't speculate. I'm sure human beings will adapt to it eventually. But technology is doing a lot of funny things, and this is not just AI. And if I may
Yes.
just elaborate,
Yes, please.
like many students don't listen to conversations in 1x. They listen to everything in 1.5, 2x. I mean, my son does it. So what happens over time is that the patience to listen to another person also evaporates. Many of you are watching this in 1x or 2x. You are not listening to my speech patterns as I speak them. You are hurrying it up because you want to watch a half an hour program in 15 minutes. So this mindset is not very good for critical thinking, because critical thinking requires mindfulness, it requires being in the now and present, it requires attention. Now if there's a deficit in your ability to pay attention to a conversation, to an idea, to the interlinking of X, Y to Z, if everything is in fast forward mode, I think that will impede critical thinking.
Yeah.
And technology in that sense, because it is such a great provider, and so much of it is free. And I mean, when I grew up, you got nothing for free, and now the internet, when the internet first came, I couldn't wrap my head around the fact how so much could be available for nothing.
Yeah.
And today it's a reality. There is a model that has worked. Why the internet is successful is because it's free.
Yeah.
If everything was priced, it wouldn't be as successful.
It wouldn't be the internet, yeah.
Correct, but that also has the downside that since everything is so easily available and without cost, you think that there's no commitment to what you learn.
Very true.
Everything that you learn is like a flux. You need to fix a flat tire. You go to YouTube. You learn how to fix the flat tire. After your car has rolled and you've changed the tire, you've actually forgotten how to fix that tire.
Right.
Next time it happens, you'll go back to YouTube. So there is no learning in terms of internalizing what you encounter. It's a kind of use and throw model. It's like a burner phone, You use something, you use a piece of knowledge, you use it for your immediate task and then cast it aside. Now, unless knowledge is allowed to accumulate, then it can't be layered. And unless it's layered and accumulated, it doesn't have that kind of the granularity, it doesn't have those grains, which are the finer grains with which you can build your own ideas.
Right.
So I think there I find a deficit. It's not granular in that sense, that it's very flat.
Yes, it's almost like an imitation.
Correct.
I feel like learning what's important is, you get hands-on.
Yeah.
You figure things out on your own without instructions, without any theory, and you just look at the way things work, observe patterns and
The
put them
learning
together.
through play model, the old
exactly.
nursery school model.
I feel like मुझे वो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, and मुझे लगता है it's one of the best ways to learn because then you
It's
internalize
an
the learning.
empirical experiential, empirical.
I just think it makes you more independent because
Yeah.
आप अगर एक चीज को ऐसे learn कर सकते हो, तो आप किसी भी चीज को वैसे learn कर पाओगे. And speaking of independence, college is like the first time
If I may
Indian
just say
students-
so,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
also adaptation
Yes,
and innovation.
definitely.
I like problem solving. For example, I am a problem solver. And I don't say this in terms of an academic problem or a mathematical problem. Well, that is also true. But I am a problem solver with small things. If a mixer is not working, I know how to fix it. I do some innovation and fix it. If an old lampshade doesn't fit into a new lamp because new lamps have broader holders than older lamps, then I find an older lamp, I remove the ring on which the lamp sits, I take it to a welder, weld it to the new frame, and then it fits. So these are small innovations. Now what happens is we as older people I mean, I'm sure there are younger people also who think like this. We never had solutions that were external to ourselves, because we had to find our own solutions, because that's how life was faced. Which is why our minds would look for solutions to problems that we encountered. Now, what happens is, if you outsource solutions,
बिल्कुल
then your mind is not oriented to problem solving.
जी
And that may be a problem that might beset people with
Yeah.
the onset of technology. That young people, and it's ready-made solution. You know, the mechanic in India is a jugaad guy.
Yeah.
The plumber is a jugaad guy.
Yes.
That jugaad comes from that mindset of problem solving.
Bilkul.
And this is our great skill. I have this fear that younger people, because everything is ready-made, and you don't even need to clean your bathroom, Urban Clap will come and clean it for you, you know.
yeah
This dependence on solutions outside your own volition, meaning your own ichha and ability, is a problem that I see. Maybe I'm just a much older person imagining a problem that doesn't exist, but to me, and this is my observation of my own children also, this is a problem that I have identified.
नहीं सर बिल्कुल I completely agree with that and
That's you should work on it.
Very
You
true.
should work on problem solving. You should work outside. You should shut technology out. Don't look for solutions in technology all the time. It may be easy. Tinker around. Find your own solutions to problems, whether they are technical or non-technical. Don't look for answers and validation from outside. I mean, this whole business of influencers telling you which nail paint to buy, telling you which clothes. I mean, choose your own clothes, damn it. Yeah, choose your own. I mean, what sport to play. I mean, no influencer to tell you that you do this play sport or that sport. I mean, find your own head. I mean, don't take psychometric testing to figure out who you are. Yeah, look into yourself.
Ji.
This whole idea of being defined by people who can influence your sense of self is, I think, I mean, overdone. It's a little bit much,
very
in
true
my opinion.
and that sense of self is so important because it will stay with you throughout your life and
No,
college
you will
yeah.
develop it.
Yes, it will keep developing. Yes,
You will keep, so you'll be a work in progress till you are well past middle age,
Yeah.
and otherwise you'll atrophy. There'll be no development.
But you know you're a constantly
Every day is
evolving
for
being.
me. Every day is a learning experience.
Yeah.
If it weren't, it'd be so boring.
So wrapping up 35 years of teaching,
More.
more than 35 years.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you want to leave our students with, what would it be?
यार वो शायर लुधियानवी का वो गाना है वो उस मैं थोड़ी सी उर्दू में कोशिश करता हूँ उसको रिकैप करने एंड देन इंग्लिश में अनुवाद करूँगा आई
ठीक है।
ट्रांसलेट ही सेज दैट कल और आएंगे मुझसे बेहतर कहने वाले और कल और आएंगे आपसे बेहतर तुमसे बेहतर तुझसे बेहतर सुनने वाले. So it's all an evolution. I don't think you should get too stuck in yourself or your role. I think it's important to also be humble that there are people who will do things better than you,
Yes.
and there'll be students who will be smarter than the students you've met. Having said that, with all humility, I must also say that one of the best things about being in this profession and being in a college is that you are interacting with the young all the time. And for whatever may define the ups and downs of young people over the past 35 years, the young people of 35 years ago are not the young people of today. The one defining quality about them is they are all young. And when you are young, you have something that is the most remarkable quality in all human beings, which is hope. And instead of living in a moribund, settled, sometimes even static ecosystem, which is often the case of a bureaucrat or a politician or a corporate leader, when you are a professor in the university, you live with the young and you live with hope. And I think that is the most beautiful thing about being in this profession.
Yeah. And I think it's important to take lessons from that, and it's something I read when I was a student of English here at Ramjas. No feeling is final.
Yeah.
So if you feel destitute right now, अगर आपको लग
His
रहा है कि आपका
cantos
कुछ
are
नहीं
beautiful.
होगा,
His poetry, you must, and those of you who are not familiar with Rilke should read his poetry. It's beautiful poetry.
yeah. I think it's very important to preserve that hope
Yeah.
and to make sure that it teaches you and follows you wherever you go.
यार होप से क्या होता है ना, होप का सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन ये होता है कि इट enables you to be positive about the future.
Right.
And those who are positive about the future usually are able to develop a roadmap. Because there is a future you want to get to because you are hopeful about it. Now to get there you need a roadmap. और रोड मैप से क्या होता है, रोड मैप से बनता है कमिटमेंट, और कमिटमेंट से आता है एफर्ट, एम्बिशन. तो वो होप इज द ट्रिगर फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ ब्यूटीफुल थिंग्स. यू नो, इट मेक्स यू एनविजन अ बेटर फ्यूचर, एंड समटाइम्स, एंड आई मीन इट शुड एंड इट मोस्टली डज, it also gives you the wherewithal and the tools to build the roadmap to that future. So I think hope is something that's beautiful. As a young person, I would urge people to be positive. Don't, I mean, and this is a personal belief, I'm not trying to be disparaging about people who have whatever set of problems they have, but never see yourself as the victim. You know, don't try to earn privileges by becoming the victim. If there is a genuine case of victimhood, yes, seek support and fight it, but otherwise learn to challenge the vicissitudes of life. You know, don't sort of take recourse to a victimhood to override or to sort of to kind of address a challenge. You know, I think it's important to meet these challenges. College will throw you many such challenges of very complex nature. Sometimes these challenges will be on your mindset. You know, you come from sheltered homes, you come from sheltered schools, and you haven't encountered any the kind of diversity that you'll find in college. So what do you do when you encounter such diversity? Do you try to address it? Do you speak to your better self? Do you overcome your own prejudices? Do you set aside your own privileges in encountering these differences, these otherness in other people? Or do you just sort of become regressive and say, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like that? So that's one part of the problem. The other part of the problem is, do you claim victimhood to tide over whatever challenges that come towards you, or do you face them face on? I think it's important to be brave and courageous and open-minded in college, and all of this, if it's nurtured by a huge dose of hope, your future will map out. Last thing, don't worry about the college. The future is waiting for you regardless of which college you get into. That future is a good future if you want to make it good. And the answers to what the future will provide for you lie not in the college that you get, but in the path that you choose.